Hello, this is Michaela.
And this is Peter.
And welcome to the Mirror's Edge Extras.
Extras.
So we're just going to show off the bags that we missed and a couple of little sort of bits and pieces, Easter eggs running around that we noticed, I guess.
And then all the artwork and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So here's the first one in Checkpoint A.
So here we are in the prologue. This is where we found the first bag, in fact. And the second bag is just a short distance from it.
Hey, drop the bag and put your hands so we can see them, or we will...
Just get the hell out of there.
And it's just up these stairs.
Wires are going crazy. Get out of there, please.
Through the door, and then left instead of right.
Yeah.
There's the symbol there on the inside of the door.
You there, Sal?
What the hell's happened? I can hear gunshots and that bird seems a little too curious.
Fate's on her way. Get your ass ready to move.
Vote Pope.
And then I successfully get back down. So you can see the symbol already here. But I'll loop around to it. I just need to shoot this guy in the face.
Yep, I can see Fate.
That's why we didn't pick this one up at the time, to be fair. It's so frantic, you've got to run away from the people.
His hand as well there. And then what I do is I come around this corner, and then I see the bag, and then I go, there's a bag there. How do I just, how, I need to, can I jump up? No, can I go around the, oh, there it is. And that's 15 out of 30. So, you know, we actually did all right on the bags, despite the fact that we weren't really going for them. And I had a vague idea of where a lot of them were.
Yeah.
That's the prologue done. And then we missed all of them in Chapter 1, Flight. It's quite close to the beginning of the level here. Poor rat friend. And yes, the symbol is on the opposite side of the path. Because it's not like I walked all the way around 3 times, and because I was the same direction each time I missed it.
That one seemed deliberately not very useful.
Yeah, you can't get up that way. You have to use the home security boxes. 88.7, I'm assuming is a radio station maybe they were going to add into the game but didn't, because there's a couple of references to it and it seems like a radio frequency.
I wasn't sure if maybe that was your boss's frequency.
Oh, Mercs. So you get chased by a helicopter here, and you know, we see this during the LP, but we don't really do anything about it. It's just there. We've got one of the pictures of the city, and whoever leaves these stupid things, please stop, and Ireland Way one. But we've seen all these before.
No wonder we didn't get it that time being shot.
Like, there's more of them than I thought. Noticed them when I was going through to pick up the extras. So you go outside this sort of area, and instead of going up there,
Head up onto the rail overpass.
overpass, you instead go underneath into the underpass, and there's the symbol there. That's the wrong way, Peter. Yes, over the fence, and then you get shot at a bit. These guys disappear when you pick up the bag for some reason. That's 18 of 30.
And then into Chapter 2, Jackknife. And this is just one of the ones on the canals, do they call them?
I think so, or maybe the sewers, but it's another one where we see the symbol during the LP, but we don't come here.
Yeah.
Have a where family crossed out with serve and protect, question mark.
R.I.P. or Pope, R.I.P.
Ah yes, this is the sewers one, which is particularly awkward to get. Easiest way to do it is to take the snipers out. So the first sniper we come across, we pinch his weapon and kick him in the back of the head, of course. And then where those snipers are is actually sort of where the bag is. So we're going to take them out now. And we'll just go at a normal speed to the end. And yes, she does squeak when she hits the... there. And there. And there. And there's the symbol, which is where the snipers were. In fact, you can see one of their guns there. So there's no way that way, but there's a jumping point here and a pole. Now we make it. And I'm so happy. I do a victory circle. Pick up the bag. And that's 20 of 30.
Not bad. And then we have chapter 3 heat, just missing the one.
So it's this point where you jump between jump between what are these?
Cranes?
Cranes, yes. Jump between cranes. You can actually spot it here if you look closely.
Yeah.
There we go. And then you actually just jump onto the ladder and go and pick it up.
Did you just do what I think you did? God damn it, girl, I just spilled my Joe all over the keyboard.
I don't even remember them introducing the character Joe.
Sure.
And there it is. Next to an advert for cake icing and decorating set. Only 330. No units, just 330.
Maybe they didn't want to commit to a currency.
Ah, just look how colourful it is. We've got the rope burn chapter, missing all 3 here. And this one's sort of hiding in plain sight. It's just over here.
Oh yeah.
So there's the symbol, and there's the actual bag itself, with a note here with someone playing noughts and crosses, or tic-tac-toe, depending on where you live. And things Meatloaf would do for love. Anything, but not that. 22 with 30. This is the quick way of doing this. You just go straight for it and they kind of barely react.
Knowing that you just get into the elevator. So I feel like this is a very tricksy bag. Like you'd never assume that this was where it was.
Well, if you spot the symbol on the wall, you might. Will hurt myself on that landing. I do better on this one. Because yes, there's your symbol there, which suggests going through the same door as this guy here. I'll be taking that. You'll be enjoying the crook of my knee. Just to make sure. Yeah, so there's another radio station one here, so iHeart 88.7.
Yeah.
Now this one was especially tricky, so I'm going to show a failed attempt first and how you get to it. Yes, there's actually people on the subway trains if you look carefully.
Oh yeah.
So yes, the easiest way to get to it is to just climb this ladder here. Still getting shot at, believe it or not. Over this beam. And then these 3 sort of jumpy poles over here. And lots of guides will tell you to do this. You go from 1 to 2 to fail, and fall, and then you can't get back up. So we had to give it another go. In the meantime, this is one of the signs, and you can probably see some of the silly station names here and the clearly lorem ipsum text there. And here's how I did it, because I sort of just went, well, hang on, why don't I just wall run, jump onto that one, and get across that way?
Yeah, because one of the guides online was like, I just did it over and over until she grabbed finally.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
It's rubbish. So here's where the bag is, sort of.
Yeah, I sort of went over to the other side because I couldn't quite, and then I'm like, oh, there it is, right. So I go back across. Did I mess that up? Not sure. Oh, well, I can't jump onto there, so I figure I'll maybe have another look around the other side, maybe jump up here. Thinking maybe if I just timed it better. And then, of course, turns out you can jump up here. It just didn't seem to let me the first time. That says, Callahan, are you my friend? With a little picture of a rat.
Rat friend.
Mm-hmm. And we'll get up more successfully this time. There we go.
And then into Chapter 5, New Eden. We're missing 2 of these ones.
This one was particularly awkward because lots of things said, climb the pipe. And it's like, okay, that's like 5 bits in this section. But it's this pipe in particular. And you can already see the symbol there if you look carefully. If not, there it is.
Blue's moving to the roofs ahead. Looks like you're gonna have
I thought it was actually going to be a lot more complicated. Turns out it's just between them.
Another note.
Life is neither good nor evil, only place for good and evil. And it's scruffy, and whoever leaves these stupid things, please stop. Started to see it clearly so I could show you jumping from one zip line to the other.
Get to the mall without being shot at.
You gotta flex a little.
Just because I didn't in the main game. I have a little self-doubt here because I'm not sure how I'm actually supposed to... Is it over here? I eventually figure it out and get back up there. And there is the symbol. Wasn't quite sure where it was at this point, but you can spot it over there.
Yeah. Fairly well hidden.
And I nearly screwed up my wall jump, but I didn't.
There we go.
And that's all for that chapter. Pirandello Kruger, we only had 1 missing. I'm going to show something else first.
Yeah. So this is where one of
The first one is, yeah.
one of the bags we already gotten in the LP is, which was there on that shelf. But what we also noticed is this cute note on this computer. Milton, someone claiming to be your brother, called himself the janitor or something, wanted to talk about a diploma, seemed a bit nuts. Owen.
Hurry up before they find you, Faith.
And the actual last package is just in this big warehouse full of boxes. And you just go all the way around to the back of it. And then there's this little nook here with this sort of photo of what I'm assuming is you or one of the Icarus people. We've seen it out before in the LP.
Yeah, that was all in that chapter.
Yep.
And then we've got 2 in the boat.
So this is immediately after we get out of the van.
This one's super awkward because there's so many people. All the shooting.
I mean, I ignore most of them, to be honest. I think I take out, the first 2? And then I just sort of run around.
Yeah,
I don't know why I picked up that second gun.
I just meant in terms of when you're LPing or even playing the game, chances are you'd never go out of your way to find this one because you're being shot at, so you'd just run away.
Exactly.
It's all the way over here.
So, I mean, this is where you have to go anyway to get past the level, I think. But there is a symbol over here.
Oh yeah. And the bag is nowhere near it.
It's certainly not close to it, at least, anyway. Yes, I nearly fell down there and then realised and then sort of went around here. And still getting shot at as well. Are the trackers organising? Is anyone? So 2 more to get, 1 more in this chapter.
So this is just on the sort of the top deck.
Yeah, we just need to slowly open this door, slowly.
You're being shot at by the snipers across the boat. It's terrifying.
Stay in cover and work your way towards them. Time to get some answers.
And it's just in this little darkened room here.
And we don't think there are any pictures or notes. We couldn't spot any.
And then the symbol is actually outside.
Keep moving.
I found the thing before I found the symbol.
And finally, Kate, chapter 8.
Good dubs there. And yeah, just pretty much when you start. Didn't spot it, but there's a little symbol there on a little poofy box.
There we go. That's all the bags we missed in Mirror's Edge. Victory roll.
And here we are in the game. We're just going to have a look at these unlockables in the extras menu. And then we can select each of these and have a quick look. These are Faith sketches.
The genesis of Faith, she started off as just a member of a gang before becoming the heroine. And yeah, she looks quite different, and then they gave her the hair. Clearly decided that they liked that look.
The eye tattoo as well.
Okay. Faith sketch.
This is the first picture of Faith. This is when we knew we had found our lead character. Yeah, she looks cool.
Yeah. Also added the bag. I don't think that was in the other one.
The gun was like. Were the headphones?
I don't think they were either. Well, I can...
No.
Hmm.
Final concept.
This is the final concept of Faith. It's the same thing, but just a bit neater.
And she's lost the headphones again.
I wonder if maybe that's what you were saying in the when we were collecting things. Were they radio stations initially? Were they going to make a big deal about that?
Maybe, yeah.
So we've got magazine cover 1.
The first cover, a more polished version of the original concept. So again, it's just a little more polished to it. We've fleshed her out a lot more, actually, come to think of it. The detailing's a lot better.
Her hand as well looks way better. So I don't know if you'd noticed. I noticed her fingers look so not great, and then they go, oh no, real hand, much better. Okay. And then we've got magazine cover 1 details.
At this point in the project, Faith still carried her own gun.
Oh.
And yeah, some of that's almost photorealistic. The pants, for example.
Yeah, like the pulling pants fabric. But yes, it also sounds like they meant to have guns more in the game.
The next magazine cover noticed the absence of a weapon.
Yeah, magazine cover 2.
Doesn't mention anything about the headphones.
Still got the bag.
Yeah. I mean, canonically in the game, she has a bag at all times because they always say drop that bag and things like that.
Faith has become slightly more Eurasian in look.
Has she? Okay.
That's the magazine cover 2 detail.
Our first cover show faith in action.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. It even makes up for the slight grammatical error in the text.
Was showing faith in action would have been better, yeah. And then we've got that same thing, but detail. Focus is on the melee combat in the game.
Yeah. Which is odd actually, because I think the sequel/prequel concentrates far too much on martial combat.
Magazine 4.
And more that word I can't say, peace with faith alone in a crowd.
Contemplative.
That's the fella. Oh, I quite like that. The way they show everyone else in the city as sort of colourless. Like a lot of the plants and stuff. To show that they don't have any life to them.
And then details. This later became the key art for the packaging.
Oh, this really reminds me of the last picture, but an iteration upon it.
The city one, the first environment concept showing the use of strong colour.
Which to me is really the game's signature look, is the ludicrous amount of really saturated colour in the game.
Which they clearly like, though the whites aren't quite as white as they are in the game. That must have been something they decided they wanted to add.
And you can see the tyre there, which later revolved into the outside bicycle you see everywhere. I thought it was just going to be the same thing, but like more detailed. The subway station that was used in the Rope Burn chapter.
Again, this seems sort of a little darker and more metropolitan, but still nice vivid red.
Very shiny as well. I do love the way everything's very clean.
A prison cell block that was cut from the game. So it possibly would have been longer, but I think we like how short the game is.
I mean, to an extent, actually, I wouldn't have minded if it was a bit longer, but it was satisfying enough.
Yeah. Cool.
In fact, I kind of hoped that they would add all this stuff back in. The first concept of the Shard and the city skyline. So the Shard being this huge building that's the same colour as the sky, that sort of dominates the skyline.
I assume it's supposed to be glass.
Yeah,
So
I think that's the idea.
it sort of reflects and blends in, and symbolism, etc. An early image showcasing the first-person point of view.
Yes, we has a body.
Which I'm assuming was sort of also when they were starting to do their trailers. It was probably based off getting that feeling.
The beginners of runner vision can clearly be seen by the fact that shit is red.
Yeah, you can see the paths, the rope, the
Planks there on the last one.
Yeah, cool. An early image of Faith surveying the city.
Like some kind of despotic god.
And we can still see the planks, rope, things. It's looking a lot more fleshed out.
And of course the strong saturated blues, yellows, oranges.
Details showing the Renovision.
So this picture again reminds me of the last one. Yeah, it's just a close-up. Very early try that again. Very early colour tests used as reference for lighting. Okay.
Lots of blue.
Lots of blurring
Lots
as well.
of white, yeah. These were also an early test of a style for the 2D cutscenes. Oh, okay. They sort of went 2D cutscenes from the concept art, because they're very different to the in-game engine. Cool.
In fact, I wonder why they didn't just use the in-game engine for everything.
Yeah.
The city vista. Because I suppose it's part of the character of the game is the city.
Yeah. Some tall buildings. Early concept sketched for first-person view again.
Yes. If she wasn't wearing pants, this would be hot dogs or legs.
Yeah, they got their they're getting at, it's sort of the idea that they want you to be able to see her legs and her arm and jump down in motion, and
to make you feel like you're in the game, which works really well, actually.
yeah, you want that feeling of momentum.
Some early versions of Celeste. We decided to make her look evil from the beginning.
They seemed to really be into those low-cut pants. And yes, she had very short hair, and then I think in the game she just had a really long,
I think the ponytail was for sort of plot reasons, so that you could tell who she was when she was wearing the mask.
I feel like they were
punkier, really.
Yeah, I was going to say they were a lot more punkier, because the first Faith was also quite punky, and then the final concept of Celeste,
who just totally looks like a good guy.
Yes, she is a bit evil looking. Those impractical pants.
Ah, the CPF is the patrol cop concept.
Sort of a very casual type of police wear, because it's like a t-shirt on t-shirt. Also wearing gloves, because the runners have the sort of the gloves thing.
Lots of block colour as well. Lots of contrast.
That scale on the right is so odd. He has no neck.
Only on the right side.
Yes, admittedly. And then the CPF riot cop and patrol cop concept. That's sort of showing the difference. He has chest pad, knee pads, riot shield, helmet.
Yeah, which makes sense. The genesis of Jackknife. Initially he was in the same gang as Faith. These are the Jackknife sketches.
It also looked much more Eurasian, is the word they were saying, because in the game he isn't.
He's just some guy. He's not even wearing the black and red ensemble.
Because it looks like they were considering making him a sniper character.
Yeah.
Cool.
Whereas I think that role sort of got given to Celeste instead, because she was the one who shoots Ropeburn. I've got a jackknife concept.
When he still had long hair. And yes, he's looking a bit less Asian.
Did he have short hair in the game?
Yes, I think so. Merc concept, early concepts of Mercury.
Oh, because he's like fast and stuff.
And I think the one on the left is the one they more went with. I think he's a bit older looking.
Well, you never really see him outside of... Do you see him outside of the 2D bits? Do we see him like when he's dying? I can't remember.
I can't remember, possibly very briefly.
I always thought Miller was interesting. Some early visions of Miller. These are the Miller sketches. I thought he might have had a mustache at some point.
Yeah. And yes, he was very stylized and cool looking with the white suit. Miller concept, the final concept for Miller.
Well, there's two guns.
Yeah.
Ropeburn sketches showing the size of RB and his golden teeth and what he looks like in pants.
Are supposed to be golden. Because I think we mentioned the yellow.
But no, they're being replaced with gold teeth.
It was sort of
Jackknife for comparison here.
White hair or black hair. Then the final concept of Ropeburn, which is, yes, he had the white hair.
Well, because he was supposed to be retired, so I'm assuming they just went, yeah, he's older.
Yeah.
There's some knuckle dusters there. Some SWAT sketches. These are early concepts for the SWAT, including an abandoned gas mask version. Presumably they were going to shoot clouds of gas at you then.
Yeah, he even looks like he has the right sort of gun. Yes, they're much more souped up. More SWAT concept, the final SWAT concept.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the guy you want if you need some of your cables organising.
I was thinking, yes, the zip ties are interesting, I suppose, for capturing people.
Early concepts for the pursuit cops.
Ah.
What I would call the runners, or the enemy runners, I suppose, depending on how you think of them.
Yeah. And then the final concept for the pursuit cops, which is, yeah, it's sort of a cop outfit rugby mask, runagiri, the gloves again.
And sketches of the other runners who aren't really in the game.
No, they're... Oh. Sorry, I pressed back.
Yeah, you should play on the Switch less. I'll just cut back to this.
Yeah, I'm going to say this bit again.
Runners, here's the sketches of the other runners who didn't quite make it into the game.
Yeah, because I suppose it implies the existence of all the other runners with the bags and the notes and the...
Yeah.
There'd be a whole cast of them. Here's Merc's line number 1.
Merc lives in a gutted AC cooling tower.
Yeah, which is cool. Number 2, the inside of Merc's lair.
Delightfully airy. Although if it rains, all of that equipment would be ruined.
Maybe they put plastic over the top.
Yeah. The bag played a much larger role in early versions of the story.
Yeah, you can clearly open it. I wonder if maybe there was like, did it contain ammo or health or...
Because I always thought it was like messages, and I thought it was more information than anything.
Yeah, that's what you were running from people to people. Misk, a cut interrogation scene showing the use of first-person perspective in the cutscenes. Someone would have been beating you up, which I kind of appreciate that they cut. I think games get away with a lot of torture in games that you don't need.
This is the Shard servers, the servers that control all surveillance in the city. That's interesting that they have the monitors on the left, because it didn't really show that in the game.
No, I quite like the abstract large white blocks. It was very strange. This is the PK training facility concept for it.
Oh right, this is where they were training the police runners.
It's also very vast superstructure. Very cool.
A painting from Rope Burns' office of trucks, I think.
Looks like it. Painting 2, also from Rope Burns' office. Sort of the
Art.
cranes at a building, maybe? And a third yet painting.
Art. Cover sketches 1, cover art sketches. Most were not used.
Yeah, this is sort of them trying to figure out the front of the box. And again.
Oh, those are quite cool.
Yeah.
Ah, right, and this is a sort of a sketched one.
Crowd cover. There we go, that is all the artwork. I think a video is just what's in the game.
Apart from the Attract movie, which you should play.
Yes, we'll play that. Oh, was that the original trailer?
It's the one I remember seeing. Music is just the music from the game, and you can have a listen to all that as you like. But we're just going to leave it there. And we'll catch you for something else later.
Bye bye.